is a good thing that The Rock is actually back for this story.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yes,
Welcome to
hello.
Nerd Bible Podcast, episode 252, I believe.
52.
I believe it is 52. It could not be 52. It could easily be 50.
The new 52.
It is 252.
Hooray!
Hooray!
New 52 reboot incoming.
Old acquaintance be forgotten, old lands are... You can't get copyright for that because it's an old song.
It's ancient. Just like Universal.
Coming for you, Mickey Mouse, you fucking little prick.
Oh, yeah, and we'll do it again.
I rewatched the Goofy Wants His Money, the compilation one on
Murder!
Bart Baker's thing. What you playing there, Damien? That's what I'm gonna do to you. That's a nice guitar, Damien. It'd be a shame if someone threw it into the ocean.
With the fishes. Oh, yeah, Aquaman's there too.
Things are about to get extremely goofy. I'm George, that's Connor.
I'm Connor,
We're
yeah.
to talk about pop culture on the internet. The only people that ever talk about it. It is an
In the
unknown
world.
format.
And we
Completely
develop
brand
it
new.
and don't script it every week.
And we lock it away in a special vault so no one will copy our ideas. It's currently the beginning of summer, sort of.
Oh, I mean,
Because we're at the end of May, the sun's out.
no guns are out though.
The sun, thank
Unless
God.
it's in America.
Unless you,
Hey!
you fucking beat me
We're
to
the
it,
wave.
you
No, we're on the
bastard.
same wavelength. Unless you're in
Completely-
America.
You know what was beautiful about that? That was unscripted and unrehersed. Just
like
this
I said.
podcast.
Just like I said. yeah.
Just like Fast 10.
Oh boy.
Maybe. Yes, so as you heard from Connor at the beginning, he has seen Fast X.
Yes.
I want to see
extreme.
it. I want to see it because I just purely want to see it in 4DX after seeing it.
Because that was extreme. Yeah, that was very
So
intense.
have you seen it once?
Only the once.
Only
yes.
the once.
Only the once.
The once is all you need.
Yeah, that is all I need. I'm a freaking cinematographer critique now, so I don't need to waste my time on that
Yeah.
pathetic
fuck
mere
that
shite.
sky high.
Yeah, you can fuck that sky. No, if I was to rank it, it's at least out of the 11 films. I think it narrowly misses the top 5. I'd say it's 6th or 7th at the minute.
So it's purely middle of the road
I think
for you
it's
at the
good.
moment.
I think it's for a first part 1 film, because spoiler alert, it ends on a fucking cliffhanger. It doesn't explain anything, so you have to wait till 2025.
Is that when it's
a
confirmed?
good. It's 2025 at the minute.
I thought they were year and because it was year and year because they got pushed back and I thought it was 23, 24 and then now
Now
we're getting
trilogy-ish,
a fucking
yeah.
Hobbit situation. It's like it's 2 films. We're gonna push out a third.
Oh, I thought I read 25 at the minute because I don't think they've filmed number 11, 10.2. I don't know.
10/2/11 slash
10 to 11.
slash
10.50.
slash the 12 prequel slash.
Hobbs and Shaw 2. That'll be the end game. That'll be Fast 12.
Is
Hobbs
Jason
and Shaw.
Statham in it?
Yes. And it picks up from his post-credit scene in 9.
It does.
Yeah.
Is 9? Wait. So
yes.
9 is
Let's play recap.
okay.
Yeah.
So 9 is after Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes. They all follow each other chronologically. It's only Tokyo Drift that did its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it goes, if my memory serves me well,
Yeah.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6,
Then sided with Tokyo
6,
Drift.
and then like the end of 6 is like in
Cut
tandem
off,
with the
yeah.
start of 3, and then
Yeah,
that happens,
yeah.
and then the post-credit scene happens, and then 7 is the first one after Tokyo Drift,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and Hobbs and Shaw happens between 8 and 9.
No, I think it's after 8 because 7 ends with The Rock and Hobbs having their big fight. It's the first time they met and they don't really like each other. Then 8, they're in prison and again they really don't like each other. They sort of tease like, like fuck off, wanker, and they're like, I'd never team up with you. And
That's
then
really-
they do
that was a
their
really good
thing.
Jason Statham
They
impression.
do their.
I really like that.
Wanker. No, I know he does that
Wanker.
wanker in 8. No, he literally does it through the prison wall. And then after 8, like
Hobbs and Shaw.
then it's definitely Hobbs and Shaw.
So what? He's in a post-credit scene because
he was in the post-credits for
I
9, yeah,
forgot
yeah.
9 as I watched it because I
Yes.
watched that once in the cinema.
Oh, same here. Yes.
Because my other mate Colin went to see it and was like, "It is terrible." Because I quite like 8. I think.
Oh,
I've
I've got a soft spot
I don't
for
think
8,
8's
yeah.
very good. It's not
No.
the best one, but it's quite enjoyable.
The back half of the movie is iconic stuff.
Have you seen the? I think it's from like 2013 or something. It's a San Diego Comic Con clip of Michelle Rodriguez saying, how many more Marvel movies can we make? It's like, fuck it, you're going into Fast 10. This is the 11th movie of the whole franchise. You're having another 2 movies after this. and it's just about cars. At least there's a plethora of superheroes.
It's
to draw
left,
from,
yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? But
Yeah,
I
blimey.
quite like 8, and then I'd
Yeah.
heard the bad stuff about 9.
I don't know. I wouldn't say nine's bad though, because the only problem with 9, I think it focuses way too much on its bloody story and it's the runtime.
Do you think that's the thing as well? That because it was one of the first big releases post.
Yeah, it was one of
COVID.
the few like
It was-
opening. Come back to the cinema to watch this.
It,
Yeah,
it was Tenet and Fast 9. Or no,
and
F9
Mortal Kombat
the
10.
Fast Saga was that title.
yeah, F9 the Fast
What a
Saga.
load
Yes.
of bollocks.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we're very casual, viewers of this franchise. I know, like,
Right. Yeah,
we'll dip
absolutely.
into stuff,
Yes.
and because when stuff is of the algorithm, we will speak of it. Like when we did all the Fast movies before 8.
Yeah.
did
No,
it-
it was before. For me, it was before Hobbs and Shaw.
No, it was Hobbs and Shaw. When
It
was
was 2019. 8 was 2017. We weren't doing it then.
No, we weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before Hobbs and Shaw. We did 1, 2.
To 8, and basically that's when I was like, oh my god, I've missed however many years of franchise. Can I catch up on all the movies? And I went, yes, I did it, and I did it like just under a week.
And I'd say it's about 60% are good. I'd say,
Yes.
and 5 when it settles into that formula of like it's gonna
Cheesy
do this, and we'll have a
action
big
movie.
stunt heisty
Yeah.
thing, and then we'll have to top it each film
time.
a bit like a Mission Impossible movie, but not
Mm.
nearly as realistic.
Yeah. Always
Um,
good.
Yeah. 9 for me was just fucking boring. So he was in the. So Jason
Jason Statham
Statham. getting
basically
back
was
to
in a
Jason
post.
Statham.
He was just in a post credit. He was like Captain America in Avengers 2012. He was just boxing, and then it turns out that the bag he was boxing, he had like a dead body, an unconscious body inside of it.
Mhm.
Knock at the door. He opens it, and Han was there face to face, and it was kind of like oh shit, what are they going to say to each other? And it cuts to black. In 10, jumping like a good 2/3 into the plot of 10. John Cena's in it, Uncle Jacob.
So he's back.
Han, yeah, all the gang's back, minus The Rock for the post credit.
Plus the gang that's been added along the way.
Exactly, yeah. Brie Larson, Alan, Titan, Aquaman, Reacher.
How is
Who? Brie or
Brie Larson? How is she in it?
and I mean, I'm not. I like the actress. It's just she's the one that just feels added for the sake of being added. I feel like you could take her. She's basically Kurt Russell's daughter. She's Miss Nobody
Oh, okay.
in the universe. She's Miss Nobody.
So is Kurt Russell in it?
No.
Didn't he get arrested in one of these?
He was well. I think the last you
8?
see him
Was
is
he arrested
9.
in 8?
No, you see him in 9.
Did you see him in 9?
Fire
man, I really-
helicopter like flashbacks and shit.
I really
yeah,
should
it was 9.
watch
I think
that
John
movie
Cena
again.
basically wrecked Mr. Nobody's chopper, and it
So
essentially
John
he's out of
Cena
action.
killed Mr. Nobody.
Well, he's
essentially.
out of action,
So he's going to come back for 12.
We
he's
think,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah,
the
yeah,
post-credit
yeah.
scene of 11.
but instead,
Bring it back, please. Bring
Yes,
back
yeah.
Kurt Russell with an eye patch,
Oh yeah,
in a leather
yeah.
jacket.
Yeah.
and they're going to pseudo take the piss, and they're going to we got to assemble a team to take this. Because I mean, is Cypher in this one?
Yes,
So Cypher
Yes.
was, I think, alluded to in 7, and she was the villain
in
of
8. Yeah, she's 100%
Was she the villain of 9? I've forgotten so much.
She was arrested, and then what happened? John Cena basically was working with her for most of 9. Then he rebelled and was like, "Fuck you, bitch! I don't like your haircut." And then she turned her back on Cena, and basically she just did villain things, and
Okay.
Cena then helped Dom.
Are they going to do a James Bond Spectre thing of like it turns out Cypher was behind all of the series villains? Like
I mean-
all along, I was orchestrating your downfall, James.
No, going into this one though, Jason Momoa, he's the one that fucks stuff sky high for that.
So Cypher's not in this one
She is.
at the end or
No,
throughout?
well, she's in the beginning, then she's kind of in another location, incapacitated, with another
I
character.
think that it's weird that like you say,
Yeah.
when it focuses on the story, especially 9, like it falls apart.
Yeah, massively, and I think that was 9's issue for me. And the fact that it was the longest film at that time, it was 2.5
'Cause it could
hours.
have ended with 8.
I think it could have. Yeah,
I mean, realistically, it should have ended at 7. It
I-
should have been like
amen to that,
okay,
yeah,
there
amen.
you go, a happy ending.
even if you
Everyone
take
goes
away
off to live
2
their
and
lives.
Tokyo Drift, that's like a 5-movie arc of 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a good arc.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I was going. But Jason Statham, yeah, he
Spoilers
Punching-
for Fast X.
2/3 of Fast 10. Han, everyone are doing shit, because I mean it's one of these movies where you got part of the gang doing this stuff in this country. You've got Rome, you've got London again, you've got
London again.
Rio de Janeiro again. Back to Fast and Furious 5. You've got gang going on a world tour basically
Do
in
they
this
have
one.
the safe and it's in retirement and the safe's going, I'm getting too old for this. It's like, we need you for one more job.
No, Jason Momoa has a fucking Death Star in this.
Oh my god, that's kind of cool.
Well, I mean, no, it ain't like a death ball in space. Essentially, like the safe sequence in 5, Jason Momoa essentially at the beginning of the movie in the first act, he has this bomb that literally, when you see the rolling ball, it looks like a fucking Death Star because of how the indents and design. I was like,
Does
it's
he say that
influenced
he's a
by.
fan of Star Wars?
No, not in this movie. Oh, Shantae. Dante and Shantae. That was one of his many phrases in it. But he has so much fun in it. He's fucking ridiculous. But I think he was one of the best villains. He's great.
Yeah.
I think the highlight of the movie was Momoa. He was incredible.
hmm
He was incredible.
So why is Jason Statham in this one? Because
Well, yeah.
and is Luke Evans in this one?
No.
Oh.
Scott Eastwood is as
What?
as Mr. Nobody Jr. from 8.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He weren't mentioned at all in 9 because of Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
He says like Mr. Nobody's like out of action. And then he's kind of like
And then
Mr.
he
Nobody in
leaves.
this one.
He goes,
Well,
Mr. Nobody's out of
He
action.
disappears. I can't. That's the thing. There's too many characters, too many fates. I can't remember exactly what happens to Statham or Mr. Nobody Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But Statham anyway. Post-credit scene in 9, he's like, "I'm gonna fuck shit up. You stay there, dummy." He opens the door. There's Han, and then because of what happens in Fast 10, Jason Statham knocks at the door, and he's like, "Oh shit, I killed you, you motherfucker!" And he thinks he's there for revenge. Like hashtag justice for Han was very relevant.
Because that's what a lot of people thought. Because it's weird the fact that Han died,
Yeah.
and then he was back,
Yeah.
and a lot of people seem to just be coming back. And I
Oh,
know
yeah.
because it's for the end. Like we're in the end of Act 1 of this finale.
We're in the end game now. No, I don't know. I don't know if this
So what
next
did
one's
Han
going to
want?
wrap it up.
Like more snacks?
Well, yeah,
He's the snack
it's-
guy. In the heist team,
Well,
he's the snack guy.
Yeah, it kind of does play out like that. So Statham, they literally have a quick punch out. Statham is like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you, bastard," and then literally Han gets a crisp out of his pocket.
I'm
and he's
not
like,
being
"That's
disrespectful to Han,
Hmm.
but the way Jason Statham is built, he would have his arse
Crush
handed to him.
Yeah.
Especially,
Sorry, Sun
especially
Kang.
when
Yeah.
he's gone toe to toe with The Rock in films in this franchise, and like he's been in with Dom, and in the spin-off.
Yeah.
It took both of them to fight Idris Elba.
Yep.
But they also had their punch up in prison,
Yep.
where he took on like 60 dudes in a hallway.
60 dudes, 60 orange dudes. Yeah. Yeah.
What the
Han had
fuck?
no chance. No, but it ain't a proper punch out sequence. But it was nice to see that incorporated into the plot of 10. I thought, oh, that was clever because I didn't know. I knew he was in it. He was in the poster, but I thought, how is Jason Statham going to just walk in on set and be like, "Hey, Dom, I'm going to help you. They call me Champagne Problem." Well, how's he going to just turn up?
Do you know what the only thing is? It's the whole villain turned onto the side of the hero, because like Hobbs was the villain in 5.
In 5, yeah.
And then he was reluctant to ask for their help in 6, and then
Hmm.
he's full on like in 8, like he's full on just on the team. Just
He
like,
is part of the crew.
beers
yeah.
on me, Toretto, and then like obviously that's when he
Had the issues.
switches. Hashtag spoilers.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Statham and Evans like paraglide onto the jet to save
In
Dom's
8, yeah.
son.
In 8, yeah.
Which
And then
is
he's just never seen
which is
again.
stupid, but it's cool
It's
that we got
brilliant.
both. It's a shame we didn't get all 3 of the Shaw kids with Helen Mirren.
Yeah, right. But she turns up in this.
Fuck off!
She's in this. She's in Rome during all the chaos.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So they did Letty? Is that not Letty? What's his sister's name? Hattie.
Like Vanessa Kirby. She
Yes.
is not on the scene.
What a
She's got to be Hobbs and Shaw too.
What a fucking waste.
What a fucking waste. Yeah. That's my sister.
That's my sister. Don't have sex with her, Dom.
Don't have sex with her, Dom.
I can't do this anymore, Mac. Have you seen? All right. As we take this brief pause from Fast X,
Fine,
have you
yeah.
seen the Meg 2 trailer?
I have not. No.
Do you know what it is? Because so like we knew it was coming. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was this year because like the little pre-trailer trailer. I had one of them
Yeah.
pop up on TikTok and it said like August 4th, and I was like, there is no fucking way I have completely avoided the Meg 2 until now. And let me just say,
Ooh.
the new line is great, more Megs.
What? Great moment.
The trailer starts. Right, picture the scene. Carl.
Yeah.
Picture the scene.
He's drinking
Do you want me
champagne.
to do this in a Jason Statham voice? I'll set the scene for you, right?
Yeah, sure.
So we're on this desert island, could be Hawaii, right?
Okay.
Some velociraptors.
All right.
They run to the beach.
No Triceratops with him though.
No, they're getting chased. It says something like I've got to say it in a different voice because I'm about to cough. It says I think there's a caption or something that says like something about being the biggest predator on the planet.
Oh.
And then like the classic until now. It was that kind of shit. So the T-Rex like runs out, fucking chomps some of these fucking dinosaurs in the water, right? Turns around, does a roar, and the other ones run away.
Does a roar.
And then a fucking shark chomps this fucking dinosaur whole. And then the cuts some funky music. We're back in the Chinese market, right? There's a have you seen The Man with the Golden Gun?
Yes.
So
How have I not?
you know the bit with the car when it's the slide whistle. Yeah. There's a horrible sound cutaway that ruins that moment of the film. There is a similar sound cutaway in one of these.
Oh no.
Where there is a middle-aged man or woman riding a pedalo, and it cut like they see the sharks in the water, so it cuts them, but then it cuts to their feet on the pedals, and it goes like the classic like squeaky pedal noise
Okay.
before they're eaten.
Before they're eaten. Oh.
You have to go home and
Lovely.
watch this trailer.
Okay, no, you've sold me.
But they're hunting in a pack. They've never done this. So there's a pack of. There is at least 4 or 5 megs.
More mix.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
And like so, it was in the pre-trailer bit. It's like you had the chomp. Great, more megs. That was the pre-trailer bit. So you had a bit of Pedalo and Jason Statham say that, and then you go into the full trailer.
Yeah.
There's a bit where they're all walking on the ocean floor, because you've got the hollow Earth theory, haven't you? You've got the whole thing of like, there's the layer that they thought was the bottom of the ocean, but it's not. So there's a whole. They're doing the Kong Skull Island / Kong Godzilla thing of there's a whole ecosystem down there.
Okay.
I'm assuming in a future one they'll go down there. But a lot of it is like
Megception.
Is they go down there and then the more megs come. Like that's the biggest meg I've ever seen. And it's just, and the thing is, we don't know if that's the biggest meg we've ever seen because it looks just as big as the last one. Because there's nothing. It's just the Megan shot, so there's no frame of reference. So I don't know how big Jason Statham is to this shark. But they're walking around in these wetsuits with the helmets on, with the pipes on the back. So they're attached to something. So they probably can't go. Fuck knows what they're attached to. But they have the horror movie trope of the shark sneaks up on one of them and eats one of them, and then the helmet just floats down. How has this happened?
Ooh.
Like horror movie tropes isn't it great? But then from the trailer, it doesn't.
It does make no logistical sense.
From the trailer, it doesn't look like the story is we're going into the trench.
Into the trench, yeah.
Which, if it is, then that's fair enough. But it's not a thing of we're going down there to explore. It's there, and then more have come out, and now fuck me, the end.
More Megs.
Fuck me, more Megs. Like the third act, from the looks of it, is the end of the first one, but there's 4 of them.
Right, okay.
They start eating like a pear, and the people on the pedalo are dead.
Okay.
Great, more Megs. I'm going to search for it while you talk about
Great, more Megs.
Fast X.
Great, more Hobbs.
Great, 2 more films.
Great, another trilogy. Great, my mum's here. Great, basically great.
Do you know the
great,
Man?
Great, the fucking Aquaman's here, and he's about here to fuck shit up. And he actually has some serious stakes and consequences in this movie.
Right, I've got it, but I will tell you, it's in fucking portrait. So,
okay.
What the fuck? Oh, there we go. Yeah, for 65 million years.
God,
blimey,
this looks like a sequel to 65.
No, that's the thing. You would be forgiven one species.
One species.
Like to mistake it for a Jurassic World or
Dinosaur
like another
movie.
65 or a dinosaur movie. Yeah. Look, see the T-Rex are just chomping them. Yeah, fuck off. Look, yeah, get one of you.
Oh, dinosaur babies.
Fuck off.
Get fucked, mate.
Which is the TikTok trailer's terrible because it's cut out the bit of you see the whole shark on the beach.
Okay.
I'm seeing this in 4DX. I don't even give a fuck.
That looks incredible.
We need to see this in 4. It's frozen. God damn it.
God damn it. Let it go. Let it go.
Oh, come off it, you cunt. Fucking play the trailer. It literally, that's the... Oh. It's annoying that it's not doing the pre-trailer bit, because I'd love to see you...
Great, more Megs.
Right, you carry on talking. I'm gonna have to search this on YouTube because TikTok is terrible.
God. Jason Momoa's Dante Reyes is the villain because Fast and Furious 5's best villain, Daddy Dante Senior, whatever his name was in the Fast and Furious 5, he's dead, and as a good son wants revenge. But this time he has some consequences. He don't mess around, and oh great, more Megs.
Yeah, look, fucking chumps his neck.
Yeah.
The dinosaur tries to put up a fight, but obviously dead.
Dude, fuck mate, get fucked.
Fucking hell, you just had your neck jumped.
Great, what now?
I think Margot Robbie's in this as well.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
I think so. So that's Don Yen from Eternals.
Okay.
I don't know if that goes in the first one. Just a little bit. So they got
Just
the
a little
vulture's feet
Yeah.
and guns underwater because that works well.
Yep,
I've
cool.
got an underwater. Look, oh, no, it's an octopus. So the thing is, there's an ecosystem of giant shit.
Looks like Alien.
Yeah, it does. And that,
It looks like
it would
Alien.
make a good.
Yeah, typical horror
This would
movie.
make a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Yep, 3 of them. Is it? I don't know. See, look, you don't even see
Yeah. the
them,
whole
even
thing.
in those 3 shots. You don't see the Meg next to Jason Statham. Oh, 3 of them.
Oh.
So stuff's escaping the trench,
Mm.
and then surely a third film will be we have to go down. Like, if we get a series of the Meg films,
Yeah, what happened last? Great, more Megs.
great music choices.
100 packs.
Here we go. That.
Meg
This place is Meg proof.
Stupid bitch.
So it's Meg's, but there's a giant octopus.
That was a good shot. He's got a fucking spear. Nice. Oh no!
But that's the
cool.
same poster bit again. They did that for the first one. Oh,
he didn't say Greg Moore. Greg Moore mix.
I will search for that. You carry on with Fast and Furious. I won't interrupt you again.
No. Honestly, all I was going to say is Jason Momoa is the absolute highlight of the movie. There is actual plot significance to 5. If you're going to rewatch any of them, I'd say just do 5. Screw the rest of the franchise. Do 5. 9 is boring, and you only want to watch it because of Cena. Even though he does have a role to play in this, Cena's got a good arc in this one movie, possibly more depending on the contract. And apart from Hobbs, who we know is going to be in 11 or 10.2, the movie's fucking cool. The 4DX was fun. The explosions are fun. There's a lot of street racing in this one as well, which was nice. It goes back to its roots. Again, it's just I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I wasn't expecting it to dig it as much, knowing that this was going to end on somewhat of a cliffhanger, but the fact that it actually ended on a pretty good cliffhanger, I really want to know what happens more than any other franchise. Great, more Megs.
Yeah. And there is, if you want to search it. So I don't know what cinema it was, but they played, I think. No, it wasn't the Meg. So it was the Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer and the Little Mermaid trailer at the same time. So they were
Right.
kind of like overlaid on each other. So it looked like Transformers underwater / like this weird bit like fucking sea movie on the surface. And
Oh,
someone
right.
said, "Why does this look like the best movie
Yeah,
ever?"
it does. Little Mermaid making little robots underwater. And a fucking shark. Oh, great, more Megs. Oh, great, more Mers.
Great Little Mermaids.
More mermaids. Oh.
Oh, it's a fucking stonking good time had by all. Yeah, so do we get a thingy flashback of this was Jason Momoa's dad from the 5th one, or do we just...
Yeah, so it starts off
Is it a
with the Rio de
background
Janeiro
character?
Revolt. Yeah, essentially, Paul Walker is in the movie, shock horror, but
Oh.
it's footage from 5.
Is it the only time that he's in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck for
Yeah,
that.
no. All logic, some logic is still here, folks. No, Paul Walker's footage is inserted from Fast 5. They're doing the whole drive-by bridge under sequence. I think it is literally the ending of 5.
So some of this
Yeah.
movie is another movie.
Some of it is another movie, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But Jason Momoa, if you like, is a background character inserted into one of the many cars that were hunting the gang down originally in 5. His car is the one that gets knocked off on the bridge, and you get him in the water, and his eyes wake up. And that's like the end of the Fast 5 intro sequence. 'Cause
okay.
then you get the
That's all right then. I like that.
So all of the Fast and Furious 5 footage is the opening, and then it ends, and then it cuts to modern day, present day, whatever.
Okay, I hate that slightly less.
Mm.
Why is John Cena back in this one?
Because again, they ended
Like
on
John
peaceful
Cena.
terms.
Fantastic. I mean, it's weird that we've got two of the wrestling turned
Yeah,
actors.
in the same franchise.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
On the
they
same
haven't
team?
been in the
Yeah.
both like the same film together.
No,
both
they
of them
haven't.
yet.
They haven't. No.
Please cast Dave Bautista in 11
Another
or
one.
12.
Yeah, get the freaking
Have him
WWE Holy Trinity.
Have him in 11, so it gives him
Yeah.
enough time to be the villain in 11, turn and then be the good guy in 12. So then you have Dave Bautista, The Rock, and
John Cena.
John Cena helping Jason Momoa, fucking Vin Diesel,
and Jason Statham.
Tyrese,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
ludicrous. Probably another CGI Paul Walker because he'll be in the last one.
Yeah, his cousin or twin or
He'll
whatever.
he'll cameo in it. So, like he'll probably cameo at the very end, and you'll see like
With
some of
Pine
that
Corona.
face
Yeah.
like replacement
Swapping
technology. thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh God. I'm glad. Is wife in it? What's Paul Walker's wife?
Mia, yeah,
Mia, is she in it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Not
bit-
for too much.
Oh, it's
but
good
she's
because
there.
she was in 8 quite a bit. No,
Yeah.
was it in 8 or 9? One of those recent 2. She was in quite a bit.
I feel like it might have been 8, but then I feel like she's in everyone. I feel like she's in all of them.
Then like at the end of 8, like he calls his son Brian,
Mm-hmm.
like as a tribute to Paul Walker and Paul Walker's character. Even though in
yeah,
universe Brian is
yeah.
still alive because then Brian turns up at the
Yeah,
house.
at
Like
the
you
end
see
of
his car
9
pull up
or 8,
and then
yeah,
it, like,
yeah.
ends.
But you don't see him. But
Yeah,
it's,
you see his car pull up and a body double get out.
Yeah.
Um,
But Brian Jr.
yeah,
Brunia, he's got a role in this as well.
because they've aged him up a bit, haven't they? Well, not aged
I
him
mean,
up because
he's
naturally
still-
the gaps between because these
Yeah.
kind of take place the same amount
As
of
they
time
film,
between them as
yeah.
the films do.
Yeah, and it feels like time has passed between 9 and 10 for sure.
Because it would be
Yeah.
ridiculous if they had one of these adventures every year.
Every 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, great, more cars.
Oh, great. More bad guys turned heroes.
More bad guys. More fish people. But no, Brian Jr.'s got a role.
Tamora Morrison should have played his dad.
Yeah. I don't know if we had to cast other celebrities. I like the Batista shout just because of the wrestling Hollywood connection. But like,
Like, wouldn't you
who
love
else
that?
would
Like-
we cast
Like at
in
least
these
if
movies?
that happened, of like,
Yeah.
I want Dave Bautista as the full-on villain, like Jason
If
Momoa
one of
level
them.
villain,
Mm.
not a henchman, because
Right.
he is, a very capable actor. So have him be the main guy. Have him be like
You know what? We didn't have Hobbs in
Someone.
this movie.
Mhm.
Detracting slightly, we didn't have Hobbs in this movie until the post credits. But
Mm.
person that basically was the new Hobbs Jr. is Alan Richardson.
Okay, is he doing the same sort of government role?
He's basically Mr. Nobody in this. He's
Fucking
taking the
you got
place
three
of Kurt
Mr.
Russell.
Nobodies.
You've got 3 Misters and 1 Mrs.
So you've got
Yeah.
Mr. Nobody Jr., Mr.
Yeah.
Nobody Jack Reacher, and
Yeah.
Miss Nobody Brie Larson.
Yeah.
So they're the government guys.
They are the government.
They've recruited them. Are they recruited them, or are they helping them? Or have
Well, Richardson don't want to know part of them. They're war criminals, and he's basically Fast 5 The Rock. He's against them. He's not
they-
helping
just
the gang.
as big, just
Just
as
as big.
ginormous.
Yeah, oof, yeah. Just
Them two
essentially
are going to have a fight. Them two are going to have a
Hobbs
fight
versus
sequence
Richardson, yeah,
in
yeah.
11.
11. Yeah.
And then they'll have a spin-off called Hobbs and Junior Mr. Nobody.
Hobbs.
And then you'll have Shaw and Great More Shaws.
Great more Shaw.
Um,
Great more Hobbs and Shaw.
More Hobbs and Shaw. Fucking hell.
Fucking great. No, but definitely Alan Richardson's going to have a fisticuffs
They're
with The
gonna
Rock.
fist fight with
Yeah,
The Rock.
100%.
And it'll be a thing of Alan Richardson will probably lose that fight because it's not Vin Diesel, because clearly Vin Diesel and The Rock have it in their Fast and Furious contracts that neither of them can lose a fight,
Yeah.
and it can only be if the fight is interrupted. Which
Mm.
Jason Statham pseudo got a bit of that contract in Hobbs and Shaw because them two didn't lose a fight.
No.
and then it
they
ended up
didn't.
with them teaming up to take down old. Look at me,
Sci-fi.
I'm Black Superman.
I'm Black Superman. Yeah.
Idris Elba in one of these movies has been like fantastic, but it's kind of sad that he was wasted in
The one
spin-off.
movie. Yeah, he would have been a great main villain. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I would say still my top three Fast and Furious is 5, 6, and Hobbs and Shaw. I think they're my top three.
I would say 7, 6, and Hobbs and Shaw.
Hmm.
I like 5. I think 5 is when the trend is,
Mm.
on point. Like 5, 6, and 7, I think are fantastic movies. And I think that 8 is very enjoyable. 9 for me is.
Yeah, I'm with you. 9 is whatever.
1 and 2 are just kind of above average, and 3 is deeply underappreciated. But I need to, excuse me, I need to rewatch them. I think. Go on a list of Fast and Furious bullshit. 4 is just fucking.
No, 4 I liked. My opinions
4
don't really
is-
change. But
4
1 and 4 are the ones I hated originally. But 1 and 4 are the good ones. 2 and 3 are to me.
4 has become like the vanilla version of 5, 6, and 7 because it starts
Sure,
off on that
yeah.
path, but
It's the beta
very safe.
version. It's the beta.
It's the go-between.
Yeah.
It's the War Doctor.
The
It's
transition,
the War Doctor of Fast and Furious films.
It's the
because
regeneration
it
crisis.
builds
yeah.
the bridge between the first 3, that tone.
It's Sylvester
and takes
McCoy in Colin Baker's wig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and come in the ace, and
Yeah.
then takes them to the new tone of the movies. And then 8 is we should stop the train here, and then like the driver Vin Diesel goes, it's about family.
Yeah, family.
Why is Sylvester Stallone not his dad?
I fucking know. I don't
It's about
want family.
family. What the fuck are they saying to each other?
My family. As long as you don't have sex with my sister, we're cool. Oh, great, more Stallones.
What he says that's to Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, so
Well, he just says
Oi,
it to everyone
mister.
in every scene. Listen, as long as you don't have sex with my sister, we got no problem here.
oh, great, more muscles. Oh, great, more cocks.
That's what I want. All right. We want Sylvester Stallone as his dad.
Yeah, because
James
that
Batista
was
was the villain for 11,
Yeah.
turned good guy for 12.
Mm.
I appreciate that the overarching and biggest villain of this franchise is a woman.
Yeah, but even in this one, I feel like she's just getting less and less and less and
Considering
less.
how pseudo-masculine this
Yeah, and
franchise
dominant
is, it's about
they are.
racing and like like race wars. We invented them.
Yeah.
Very poor choice of words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scanlic had women at all these race things. That was like how it started and that, and like the booty shots and all that kind
Oh,
of shit.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
To have Charlize Theron as well, like fantastic actress, for her to be the villain is kind of like, oh, that's actually a good choice for this franchise.
Mm.
I still think like you say, 8 is probably her at her best because she's not really.
She's
been
not
used-
featured really, even in Hobbs and Shaw. Because I thought in Hobbs and Shaw,
the voice thing.
I thought it was her,
I read a thing that it was her,
but
like,
she's
the
not
reveal was
in.
her, but she's not in.
Maybe it's a deleted scene, but
possibly
it's not in
because
the
it
film.
wasn't even in the post-credit scenes.
No, it's not in the film. But I had it that voice was Cypher.
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
That was the.
The thing. But apparently not on the rewatch. But unless it was a thing that just didn't get put into the film. Fast 10. Go and watch it. I mean, if you want more popcorn thrown in your face and popcorn thrown in the air, if you're watching it in 4DX, then do it. If you want bruised ribs and a sore bottom, oh great, more arse, then go and see Fast 10. And if you want a good cliffhanger, which obviously I won't spoil, go and see Fast 10 because it will make you want to see 11. Because out of all these movies, I mean, that is part of the cliffhanger conundrum, but like, I really my interest is skyrocketed now just because I want to know how this shit gets resolved. And alright, resolved until part 3 inevitably happens. But as long as Hobbs and Shaw 2 comes out, that's the end game for me. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Although Vin Diesel said, like I saw an article today saying that the female-led spin-off is pretty much happening now.
Okay.
Mm.
With these characters or with new? I'd prefer new characters
I think it's a mixture.
because because it will just if it's with these ones, it'll feel like a shit Ocean's 8. And Ocean's 8 wasn't
It wasn't
particularly
that good, no.
teed up well, but at least it was completely new characters. It's just it's the sister of the George Clooney character.
Yeah.
I'd just like to see I think Natalie Emmanuel's probably the only one I'd want to see in like one of the other ones.
Oh, and I
But
think
then
Brie
with-
Larson because she needs to get
maybe
in the car
maybe
and
do
vroom,
like
vroom.
Brie Larson, Natalie Emmanuel,
Yeah.
You'll have to have fucking
Letty.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah,
She'll
Letty.
have to be there because she's
Mm.
going to be the Vin Diesel of this franchise.
Yeah,
Oh.
family.
They're going to call it like a different name, aren't they? Like,
Fast
call it
and
something-
Furiosa.
yeah, they'll call it something
Fast
shit
and
like that.
Furiosa. Mm.
And like, if it became something else, like the franchise could go on and be other
Mm.
things, and just like sort of be. Here's a movie with completely new characters. They could become our anthology movies. Like, it's a completely different thing each time, and like James Bond. Like,
Yes.
you don't have to have a set thing. Like, you could have one or a couple of characters from the other ones, like turn up and just like it's like a cameo kind of thing. That could be the fun of it.
Mm.
But it doesn't have to be, the main franchise, this
No,
spin-off
no, no.
franchise. We're probably going to get another spin-off franchise. Do you know what it would work well for? Long-form television. Give it a streaming
Give
TV
it a streaming
show.
service. Yeah.
Like, have a
Well,
like
it's
a
Paramount, so why
have
not
like
give it Paramount
a
Plus?
Paramount Plus series
Yeah.
of like some people that get like embroiled in this stuff, and then like you can have your Nick Fury-esque cameo from Shield of like then
Mm.
like Dom appears of like thanks for helping us out with this thing that we
You're
didn't
now
even
part
know
of the
was happening."
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're part of the it turns to the camera. You're part of the family, whether you like it or not.
You're part
Colin Baker in Fast and Furious 11.
Oh, Jesus.
Even more of me.
Jason Momoa. No, I say Jason Momoa's dad. Jason Momoa's uncle.
No, Jason Momoa's grandfather or lover. Grandfatherly lover.
There's a scene in 10 which, I mean, not to dig at sexuality or anything, but he can go any direction that they want. There's a scene in 10 which was good. Like his character is so interesting, but he's seen. I
So
can't remember the
he's
age
not-
rating.
So he's not specifically asexuality.
No, he's definitely male, but he embraces
in,
his
like-
feminine side. Like he is a bit.
No, like not
Flamboyant
like his
and-
like gender. Like so, he can go in like he could be hetero, he could be bisexual, he could
I
be
mean,
gay for all
only
we
because
know.
of the one scene that, again, the director had to fight to get the film in, to keep the scene in.
I
I mean,
mean-
it ain't a graphic scene or anything. It's just
No.
more like, that's the last thing you'd
Studios are
want in a
scared.
Fast and Furious movie, like a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
It was
yeah,
funny, it was
Studios,
great.
studios would be scared of that kind of thing,
Yeah.
but that's good for representation. But it also
Yeah.
feels like it could be a kind of Rise of Skywalker thing of a blink and you'll miss it, a scene that we'll probably take out in the Chinese market kind of thing.
Definitely. Yeah.
Which is a shame because, as as insular and as fucking pseudo masculine as this franchise is, as we say,
yeah, 90% of
like
the
it
time
has
is,
the
yeah.
opportunity to like make some choices which are a bit out of field, which I respect. I respect
Mm.
those kind of things. Unless does the character get killed off, or is he left open so that he can change sides?
Oh, boy. Well, let's just say he's the Thanos of the Fast and Furious. He kind of wins. But
Oh,
he might take some names along with him.
so
Until they come back in 11. I don't know.
Well, someone is definitely going back in 11, and not just the one we were expecting.
Oh,
Because-
definitely not the one I was expecting.
Because I've seen this on
Yeah.
TikTok. I'd seen like articles beforehand of like so and so like thingy like can they return, and then I saw a thing of Vin Diesel saying, "Oh, there's a lot of cameos in this. We're really surprised of what we got away with."
Mm.
And then I saw a clip of a certain submarine.
Yeah,
Do you want to run us through the ending of Fast X?
the ending. So the last minute before
So
the post-credit
so he
scene.
wins. So
But
does
Momoa
anyone
basically
does
wins.
anyone die?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm not gonna say who because it was a shock.
Oh man!
It wasn't someone I was expecting. I was genuinely like, "Oh, him or her." I'd be fake. I was very like, "Them? Surely not," because of reasons. Let's just say they're fresher than the OG characters. It's someone a bit newer. Hasn't really been around as long as like your Vin Diesel or Michelle Rodriguez.
Would you have? So is that a moment that you would have respected more if it was one of the OGs?
Maybe, but then it did work in this
Tyrese.
movie. Well, he was the ringleader in 8 or 9, and that leader joke comes up again, and he kind of does lead the second act of this movie. I mean, it might be him or Ludacris. No, I won't say any more. But it was, if it isn't Michelle Rodriguez or Vin Diesel, like for real, then I would have been okay with it, because it's someone that we haven't really spent that much time with. It was just kind of like oh shit. But then because of what they do in this movie, it really fucking worked, and I really cared. Like more than, oh, this is just a silly car movie where everyone dies and they come back. Like if they kill this person off, brilliant. If they don't, because I feel like they could just go, I'm back, then. But it definitely works for part one. It worked massively for me.
Its schedule is scheduled for development in 2025, so they did push it back probably because anything they were filming for this, they probably put most of it in this instead of splitting it across two, because they would have probably done the part one, part two back to back.
Yeah, they would have done that project. Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're going to do a 2025 and maybe a 26 for
part 3.
Yeah.
Infinity Saga. Yeah.
In February 2023, Vin Diesel said he wanted Robert Downey Jr. to star in the 11th film as the primary antagonist, revealing a character has been developed in which is the antithesis of Dom. Rodriguez said she wanted Matt Damon to be included in the 11th. Well, they're just fucking names.
What is this? What is this? Wikipedia, random names. No, but I mean, I can't see Iron Man in this. Matt Damon out of the two.
If we're building towards Cypher, why are you going to include another
Robert
villain?
Downey Jr.
Surely the last two would be a Cypher movie. You know what I mean? But I don't just Matt Damon to be included in the film. Why Matt Damon?
Why Matt
But
Damon?
sure.
Yeah.
Nothing against you, Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I know you definitely listen to this. Later that month, Diesel also confirmed the 11th film would be the final main installment, saying, what gets hard about this film is the work off screen. The thinking, the expanding, it's hard to continue mythologies. There's a reason why Tolkien stopped writing after a while. He has compared the Fast and Furious franchise
to Lord of the fucking Rings.
To the fictitious works of one J.R.R. Tolkien, the writer of, possibly one of the greatest fantasy series of all time. He's comparing that
the fantasy and the
that.
furious. That's basically what fast meant the whole time. It was just an anagram for fantasy and furious.
On April 19th, Lettier was announced as the director of the 11th film, while Christina Hodgson and Oren Azil were confirmed as screenwriters 5 days later. On April 26th at CinemaCon, Vin Diesel revealed that the 11th film had been pushed back to 2025. In May 2023, during the film's premiere in Rome, Diesel claimed Universal had requested the series extend to a 3-part finale, thus extending the main series to 12 films. Later that same month, it was announced that Dwayne Johnson will be reprising his role as Luke Hobbs in the sequel. So that's all we know at the moment.
Yeah, and as months go by,
because we're not going to know anything about 12 for a long time.
Absolutely not. No, that is basically Secret Wars for Fast and Furious. If he really wants to compare Lord of the Rings to Fast and Furious, then let's just compare Avengers MCU to Fast and Furious, the FCU. No, it's Fast and Furious 12 is like their Endgame, their Infinity War.
Yeah.
From the sounds of it. Unless this one's going to be Infinity War, 11's going to be Infinity War, then this is Endgame. So this was like a really good Civil War movie. Or... well, yeah, no, it'd be Civil War. This is Civil War. The next movie is Infinity War, and then 12 is Endgame.
Jesus Christ. So, So what next? How did it end? Sorry, the submarine. It was...
yes, the submarine, the yellow submarine
in
Antarctica. Yeah, literally in the bottom of the fucking world in Antarctica. Basically, plot. I won't say who, but basically, characters are trapped in an unknown location for the majority of the film. They then basically get out of their hidden base, and they literally climb up a pipe, unseal the lid, and that's when it's revealed that they're in Antarctica. They literally freeze in the fucking cold. They go around the corner, essentially, and you just see this big fuck-off bunker submarine submerge out the wall, like a big old TARDIS, raggedy old TARDIS, and then out comes Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman Diana Pearce herself, back from the fucking dead. And it has no hint as to how she survived.
Because Giselle, last time we saw her, fell off... oh, well, she didn't... technically, people say she fell out of a plane. Technically, she didn't get on the plane because she fell before, she got on it. But there was a 600 million mile runway that they were driving along while doing that whole stunt, because it couldn't have lasted that fucking long.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just... because there was a good joke on the... Mr. Sunday Movies, there's so much runway, it's taking them all day to search. they just gave up, they just left.
They just ran off and
actually, I'm alive.
Great, more runways.
Why, how, and does she say anything?
I think she literally says a corny line, and then
Scott
it cuts
Eastwood is credited as Little Nobody.
Little Nobody, yeah. Yeah, because that was his joke in 8. And then he randomly appears, and even Vin Diesel's like, "Oh, little bully, what happened to the big one?" Or like whatever, like what happened to the big guy? And he's like, he's out of action. He's commissioned, out of commission, and it's kind of like, okay, so nobody, Kurt Russell Senior is alive, but just not in the movie for now. And then Brie Larson is Scott Eastwood's sister, so she is Kurt Russell's daughter. And then Alan Ritchson is just not related to them, but he's just like the new CIA jackass that the government have put in to become Mr. Nobody for now. Hobbs 2.0, Hobbs Jr.
Oh, okay. So do you want to hear this, right?
Mm.
So this is from. So Alan Ritchson plays Ames,
Ames, yes.
or Ames, or whatever he's. The new leader of Mr. Nobody's agency, who is working with Dante. Is that what?
Yeah, Dante. That's Jason Momoa's character.
So they in cahoots.
Oh, well, are you reading this plot?
No.
You just forward it?
because this is what I just read on the casting.
All right.
So-
okay. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, but it's fine. That is kind of like one of the twists. It's like, okay.
No,
Yeah.
but in
Yeah,
an
it's
early
got that.
version of the screenplay,
Yeah.
Ames and Dante were brothers.
Huh?
Yep. But Richardson was asked to film a scene with that plot twist, along with the one used in the final cut.
Yeah.
Unaware of which version would be ultimately used, he played the role the same way, as he felt Ames wouldn't care on whether he's evil or not, as long as his methods made him look like he was a good guy. According to Richardson, Ames was a creation from producer and former director of the film, Justin Lin.
Right. And he was the one that was there for a week and then quit the project.
Well, like he
Justin
at
Lin,
least
yeah.
did pre-pro on it, which is
Mm.
that's a lot of time.
That's weird. Okay. Baffling. I'm a bit speechless about that one.
Yeah, I literally saw that. I was like, I must have.
I mean, I kind of get the brothers thing because of the scene, but I mean, they don't like exactly arm in arms. And they're like, "Yeah, bro, how you going, man?" They don't bond. They're just there in the room. Yeah.
Sorry, Jason
Yes.
Momoa's character of Dante Reyes is described as the Dom's foil, saying he's very sadistic, androgynous, and he's a bit of a peacock. He's got a lot of issues with this guy. He's definitely got some daddy
He's
issues.
a bit of a peacock.
Yeah. Like, as in, like,
Yeah.
plumage. I'll show off. But also,
Yeah, very show
but
off.
then
yeah,
in
yeah.
the same, thing, we're saying here that we want to create a villain which is the complete antithesis or the foil of Dom, played by Robert
And-
Downey Jr. So
Yeah.
how many foils does
No,
Dom have?
And the thing is, Jason Momoa isn't Dom at all. Like, they are kind of opposite. Jason Momoa is showman, flamboyant, and very like
Oh man.
Playboy-esque. He would, in this casting, in this universe, he would have been a great James Bond villain, I think. Momoa would have been a great Bond villain as opposed to a antithesis of Dom. The other half of Dom's amalgamation, like, no, he's nothing like Vin Diesel at all.
Gal Gadot and
Like to me.
Dwayne Johnson reprised their roles in the franchise as Giselle Yassar and Luke because Giselle was the girlfriend of Han.
Yeah.
Han then, after her death, scare quotes, fucks off to Tokyo. That
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
Then he dies and comes back. So at least she died and maybe it's a couple thing.
It's a couple thing.
couple
They've got
thing.
some couples therapy. They've got some secrets.
During the final scene and mid-credit scenes, respectively, the French journalist Ali Badou appears during the news flashes of the film.
Oh.
Eva Mendes appears as Monica Fuentes through archive footage of use from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can confirm nor deny that. I didn't see it. I wasn't paying attention.
Luis da Silva reprised his role from Fast 5 as Diogo, a Brazilian streetcar racer who allies with Dom and his crew, while appearing through archive footage from that film are Michael Irby as Herman Reyes, his right-hand man Zizi, and late series star Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor. Making cameo appearances are Ludmilla as a race starter in Rio de Janeiro, Pete Davidson as Bowie, a friend of Ramsey.
He added to the runtime, but his scene, it's Ludacris's and fucking Roman's scene, but that scene's incredible.
Yeah.
But I won't give away what that is.
I really like Pete Davidson.
It's
as in,
absolutely stupid. It
like,
fits the movie. It's
he
great.
He is a fucking funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walker's daughter Meadow cameos as a flight attendant helping Jacob.
Yes, I think I know which one she is because there is like a brief airplane sequence. But yeah.
And
Yeah.
Debbie Ryan and Josh Dunn, credited as themselves, are a couple in the airport. They're just
They're just there.
Disney Channel couple. They call Brian Little B.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they go, hey, little bit. Yeah, they do.
Um,
They do. Yes.
Perry replaces twins Isaac and Emmanuel Haldane from F9.
Sure.
Herman Reyes killed by Luke Shobbs, who was digitally de-aged to match his appearance in Fast. So it's the same guy. Fair fucking play. So he's digitally de-aged for his appearance in Fast 5 Flashback.
Oh, okay. So
including his
I read
character that takes place during the events of that film.
Because I read they used a lot of deleted footage from 5 to do this movie. But if they had to,
I mean, that's very economical,
de-age
really.
him, that's good then. Because I couldn't tell whether it was footage from 5 and they, cut and placed it or whatever.
Charlize Theron is also here.
She's definitely in the movie.
Alicia describes her as the devil. Her dynamic with Dan Taylor said, "They are bad news, but one is more afraid of the other. One is worse news than the other news." What? Fuck. Jason Momoa performed all his own stunts.
It felt like that. He's an He's a Justice League. He's an Avenger. He ain't an Avenger.
Isn't it weird that so Jason Statham's brother worked for Cypher, got hurt, so then he worked for Cypher to take him down, got hurt, not as bad, but then turned against to fight her. And then I'm assuming that's just going to be the thing of just loads of insurance claims against Cypher, and that takes her down. They just all take her to court.
But Cypher might be the one taking Momoa to court.
Maybe.
Because of the way he's introduced. Aside from
Helen
the flashbacks.
Mirren as Magdalene Queenie Elmerson Shaw, the leader of the Femme Militant ally of Dom, as well as mother of former enemies Deckard. When you read of her, I know he's compared himself to Tolkien, but he's taking the piss because there is a lot of complicated shit.
Yes, yeah.
I do like Alan Ritchson.
He is a fan. Yeah, Alan Ritchson was really good at it.
He said he felt confident at taking this role due to feeling that the most difficult step in his career came when he agreed to star in Reacher.
Yeah.
When that role had previously been played by Tom Cruise, so he said that after this he was just happy to
take on the world. Yeah. He's got Tom Cruise's approval for Christ's sake. Yeah.
Scott Eastwood, yep. Han is back, an expert drifter who previously faked his own death in order to work on a covert operation for Mr. Nobody.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how. Again, when you actually watch that movie and you watch 7 or 6, whichever movie that twist happened, I don't see enough screen time where he's like, boom, and he quickly goes over the street and go, hey, Mr. Nobody, let's do our mission. It don't happen. Yeah.
Ramsey, Natalie Emmanuel talks about her character has an increased involvement in Fast X compared to her previous appearances because she's been in it since 7. They get her.
Yeah.
7, they get her. Get her.
Keep her.
It's their 4th film. John Cena is amazing. Ludacris is here. Tyrese is also here. Michelle Rodriguez is just female Vin Diesel. And Vin Diesel, apparently this is all due to the fallout of his past installments, saying that Dom has fought so hard to keep faith and protect family, but there is a price to pay. His enemies are coming after him. So, the trailer for every Fast and Furious movie. But which one is your favourite? Hey? If you've seen Fast X, particularly if you've seen it in 4DX, we want to know.
We want to know. Are you bruised? Have you got it?
Have you had an accident at cinema that wasn't your
Did you
fault?
have whiplash?
Whiplash.
Yeah. Was Mickey Rourke at your screening? That's another question.
Where was Mickey Rourke at your screening?
Mickey Rourke as Robert Downey Jr.'s dad, and he's the villain of Fast and Furious 13.
And they all turn against each other. And do you know what they fight? The institution. They fight the executive. They do Deadpool kills the universe.
Right, and they fight Universal.
I'm going to sue you. Let's resurrect Peter Cushing as Queenie's
Optimus
husband.
Prime.
Deckard Shaw's father. No, if you actually had to cast Deckard Shaw as father. Who?
Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland. That's the most American man with the most British woman.
No, I'm thinking Clancy Brown. I don't know why I thought
Clancy Brown.
American. Yeah, why not?
Clancy Brown as
Dom's granddad.
No, Clancy Brown as Dom's dad.
That's Dom's dad. Yeah.
Oh my god! Can you imagine that? That'd be just
Brown.
such horseshit. Oh man. Who do you want to see in Fast and Furious 11/12/10?
Never ending /infinity. Yeah.
The studio said they wanted us to go to Fast 15 because they said that's how many films, how many sections you have in your manual in your car. You got 15 sections. This one's about combustion. This one's about tire tread. Fuck off. I want to see it. I do want to see it just for the fun of it.
Mm.
But what are you guys? Have you seen it at home? Email in, and sorry that we spoiled essentially all of it, but it's a film that
most
doesn't
of
really
it.
require a lot of thought, so
Oh God, no!
who gives a fuck?
Switch your brain cells off. Yeah.
nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com for the electronic mail. And where can they find us throughout the week, dear boy? You, boy, what day is this?
It's the day that I don't know where I was going with that. My thought was gone. You can find us across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and a TikTok at Pasty Sheep across all those social platforms. You can send us an electronic mail at nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com/family. /family. And then, yeah, let us know what you've seen. And maybe next week I'll tell you why I was afraid last night. Afraid for the Fast franchise, afraid for the rest of 2023. I'm afraid of movies in general. But that's a tease for next week.
Just because the music could be playing over this, so it might not be copyright. But it's Matt Berry performing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme.
With the theme song from SpongeBob. Super catchy, just very. I don't think it's very cool. I think you could make it sound cooler, Matt.
It needs to be spoken.
Could you do a little bit of a spoken SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Absorbent and yellow, and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
If nautical nonsense is something you wish,
SpongeBob SquarePants.
then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Takes all sorts to make a world. Goodbye.
Goodbye.